안녕하십니까. 지난번에 첫 회 토크쇼 시작했는데 오늘은 또 새로운 분들을 모셨습니다.
기분이 좋은 블루간입니다. 반갑습니다.
차오, 저는 줄리아입니다.
안녕하세요, 여러분. 제 이름은 레베카입니다.
안녕하세요. My name is Yurik. It's nice to meet you all.
러시아에서 온 바디입니다.
안녕하세요, 아리안입니다. 어디서 왔는지 케벡에서 왔습니다.
첫 번째 토픽. 삼포 시대.
샴푸?
Oh, he's so sexy.
삶이 점점 힘들어져서 결혼, 아이, 집을 포기하는 세대를 표현하는 말인데 근데 그 한국에서 이제 헬조선이라는 말이 있죠.
헬 독일은 없어요. 헬 게르만은 없어요. 그건 옛날 이야기고.
지금 살기가 너무 편해서
아니 그건 아니고.
원래 내가 속해 있는 데가 제일 힘들죠. 근데 이제 재밌는 거는 다른 나라의 사람들과 대화를 해보면 지네나라가 제일 힘들죠. 이게 나라냐?
Why would you give up on that? Just get a paper house, just get married. It's also paper stuff. Make a kid. What's the problem? Make a kid. Make a debt.
For a lot of families, there's this concept: just get married as soon as possible. Maybe after you're 20, you give birth to a child, you get a lot of bank loans, and basically this is.
Where is your kid? Where is your
I
wife?
left them.
버렸대.
세 개 다 포기하고 여기 왔어.
컨셉 자체는 포기하진 않았어요. 버렸어요 그냥.
아니래, 그냥 나왔대.
This is actually a very big topic in America right now, like a huge topic. So we're suffering from like a homeless epidemic at the same time. So there's a lot of homeless people roaming around a lot of the major cities.
Why are we seeing so many people on the streets? Because the shelters are so unsafe that people would rather be in the streets than be in those shelters. What's going on, brother? All right, all right?
I was robbed earlier. That's why I'm here.
Where are you sleeping tonight?
Like the chair.
So you saying you're gonna sleep in a chair, in that chair? Where are you gonna sleep? Where are you gonna put that
I
chair?
don't know yet.
That's tough because they had been complaining about the conditions in their shelter, and that's probably why they were shut out.
And so that's really difficult. In addition, at least in America, there's a lot of infidelity. And so
Never marry an American.
it just is. There's just a lot of infidelity. And the younger generation doesn't want to commit to anything because
They don't.
They saw that happen.
Yeah. Well, not just
No.
that. It's they don't want to commit at all, right?
Yeah.
And so like there's this group of people called like alpha males.
Someday, but I want to get married. I want to have kids. I want to have a house.
And it's fine, but you probably want a submissive wife, right?
I submit to my wife.
Go. There's this big movement for women to be independent in America. You just can't be independent inside of a relationship.
Together.
Yeah, it's an
Yeah.
interdependence.
맞아.
I feel like people put their careers first and marriage last. I
Yeah.
think that's just how it is. People put what they want to do first and think about life and other things later.
And then it
So-
becomes extremely harder later.
근데 내가 드라마나 뭐 영화 같은 거 보면 맨날 그 미국인들 결혼하는 나이가 막 20대 초반 막 이런.
아니.
근데 이혼의 확률이 엄청 높잖아요. 퀘벡 같은 경우에는 재혼하고 또 뭐 결혼하다가 이혼하고 아기가 있잖아. 또 결혼을 하다가 또 이혼하고. 그래서 가족이 이상하게 늘어나는데 내 학교 주변의 친구들이 다 내 새엄마의 그 아들 첫째 아들이 뭐 약간 자기 동생도 오빠도 아닌데 이렇게 길게 소개해 주는 거야. You know, my mom's first boyfriend, first husband's son. Yeah, he's super cool, but he introduced me to this friend. 그치 없어. 그리고 퀘벡에도 그래서 이름이 길잖아요. 다 있고 그래서 길어지고 있어요. 아예.
야, 난데 너 걔 기억하지? 형 여자친구 아빠의 딸 남친이 소개팅에서 만난 여자의 내연남의 이모 아빠 딸의 남자친구.
But I think like in the States, you mentioned the bigger cities, most of the people want to be independent. It's really hard to get married. I think there's also a difference between like big cities and 시골 남자, 시골 여자.
It's a lack of choices too, and I think if you're outside of the larger cities, they tend to just have a better sense of community. And when you think about community, you think families.
맞아.
And also, if you live in a city, like your life is more frenetic. You have to like run around, work.
It's just way more expensive,
Yeah.
right? Like if you can get a one-bedroom apartment in a city, maybe you're paying $1,500, $2,000, something like that. But if you have a few children, you have to get them separate rooms. You're talking about $4,000.
But it's also a difference of like income and plus the importance of like pregnancy leave and all these other rights in America are not as good as they are in other countries. So like people don't want to have a kid when they have to go to work. There's not enough time to fit that in their schedule.
But you know, in the past, people didn't have anything.
They may do. We think too much.
like in the Second World War, like people, they didn't have anything, but they got married, they had kids, you know.
Because one income was enough.
Yeah.
But nowadays,
Yeah,
not life is
housing
too
costs
expensive.
are crazy in the States. I hear that they're crazy here.
They skyrocketed here. Yeah.
퀘벡 같은 경우에는 사람들이 그 아기 낳는 시기가 있어. 꼭 있어. 안전한 직장에 들어오자마자 거의 임신해요. 여자들은. 아니 직장에 돌아오자마자 임신하는 게 이게 딴 나라에서 약간 여기 이해할 수 없잖아요. 직장에 들어가는데
맞아.
좋은 회사 들어왔어. 그럼 그때가 좋은 거지. 돈도 있고 안전하니까. 그래서 들어오자마자 몇 개월 지나고 임신하고 또 갔다가 다시 오는 거지.
아, 그 가능해?
가능하니까. 우리는 리브를 갔다가 다시 오는 게 그게 잘 돼 있으니까. 그래서 우리 무조건 직장이 정해지면 가족이 거의 이어져. 그래서 여기는 말도 안 되지.
그래서 한국이 좀 다른 것 같아. 그 여자분 한 명 계시는데 한국에서는 임신하고 다시 회사에 들어갈 수 있어? 포기할 수 있어? 없습니다. 그게 문제입니다. 사회 문제. 똑같아. 여자 인권 어디 있어요?
In Russia, it's still a very simple system, and even though more and more girls are trying to be independent, they're trying to show these silly men that we're capable of a lot of things, yeah, without you. But actually, people are getting to families, giving birth to a child right away. Like I said, take a lot of loans, and but the thing is that like we're kind of lucky because we have usually how we get houses. We don't buy houses usually. We
Inherit from
inherited from our grandparents. Then grandparents moved to another place like
Arabic countries very similar. Very similar.
and then we take over and then we start living there. But those people who don't have this opportunity, maybe they moved from another city, they get this mortgage and they start paying it until the very last days of their lives.
근데 미국에서 만약에 결혼하면 가족이 혼자 살아요. 근데 한국에서는 할머니, 할아버지 같이 살아요. So they have help.
I would go crazy if I live like with so many people. Especially like the mother of my husband, I would go crazy.
나도 애기 나면 나 캐나다 가서 우리 엄마랑 같이 있고 싶어.
Oh, I have a friend. So there's basically 3 generations living
나만 먹고
in
있어.
one place. Yeah. So it's like his parents, himself, and also his sister with her family. So they have 3 rooms, and every one of them has their own generation living inside.
Oh shit, crazy
What can I
girl.
pick?
It's getting more interesting.
But like in Arabic countries, because I'm Lebanese, in Arabic countries, like you live with your family until you're able to get married.
The only time you leave your house is to make your own household.
Correct. That you don't move out of your house until you're getting married. In the Arabic countries, the men and the women do not leave the house until they're getting married, and then the parents buy the house. The male family buy the house, the women's family provide like other things like stuff like that.
그 전에는 동거하진 않아.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But
바뀌고 있지만
We are getting changed, but it's almost the same because
the guy buys the house, the girl buys what's inside. Because
not me actually. I live alone.
but many Korean people these days live alone.
Yeah, because of work, probably they move like from a city to another one. That's why.
But in America, like once you're 18, you're out. Like get
Just get out my house.
How long you been homeless in the system?
About a year. I'm gonna be honest with you, like I went through a lot of anxiety. I went through like separation, like anxiety through my family.
Not in Italy, we stay in mom's house till the end.
A lot of Korean people, young people.
그렇지, 동거하지.
근데 내쫓지는 않잖아요. 나가고 싶으면 보내도 되는데. 아 그래?
나는 그랬어.
난 어르신을 그렇게 하신 줄 알았어. 그래서 쫓겨난 어르신들이 많다고 들었었어.
Here's a question regarding like the child thing. In wherever you guys are from, do you only have a child when you're married? Because in America, it's like if you're 26, you might not get married until you're like 28, 29, 30.
You can have kids before,
But
right?
every 26-year-old, I expect them to have a child. Every 27-year-old.
I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go that far.
It feels that way.
그래서 미국에서도 결혼식에 자기 딸 아들이 그 반지를 가지고 가는 거 많잖아. 귀엽게 입고 있고 반지 그거. 그래서 얘네들 결혼하기 전에 아기를 낳았다는 거잖아.
조카들 아니었어?
아니야. 얘네들 대부분 아기일 때 많아.
그럼 애기가 없으면 어떡할 거야? 인형?
그건 안 하잖아 이 빵꾸똥꾸야.
그리고 many people they just want like dogs or cats. They don't want kids.
That's me. That's one of those. I want.
In Korea we call it dink.
Dink? Double income, no kids.
And you know what Germans do?
What?
Before they raise a kid, they get a dog. They check whether they can raise the dog or not. Because if you're not even able to raise the dog, you're not qualified to raise the kid.
Really?
그렇게 생각하는 사람들이 있더라.
Wow.
아니 왜냐면 맞잖아.
I mean, it makes
또
sense.
키울
Then
수 없으면
I'm
어떻게
wedding
애를
material.
키워?
In Italy, we are kind of poor right now because of our Russian friends. We have no oil anymore.
What did I do?
Wow, that's not good.
So right now we're poor as fuck. Okay, so no house, no marriage, no kids.
이 독일 맥주 좀
especially
마셔.
now. 독일 맥주 마셔.
Is that why you came to Korea?
No.
To find me.
Because of you.
The only reason why I asked that before is it just seems like if you see a single person in their 30s in the States and they don't have a kid, that's very rare.
Or they're psychopaths.
That's not true, obviously, but it just feels that way because there's a loud minority of people that are like they're so loud about it. It's like, you know, I have 3 kids and I don't need a man, or I'm take care of this, and if you don't like me, I don't care, I don't need you, and there's just so much of that.
I find that like people are so on the defensive. They're so insecure that everything they need to present. You don't want it? It's fine. I was like, what if I wanted to hang out? Like you're kind of like shutting the door.
Do you feel like in France or in Italy, people can go into their 30s single and still find love and still find?
I think
Yeah,
that guy is very
probably, but
romantic.
like me, I lost all my hopes. Like I'm not even searching.
But you met Vadim.
She was talking like, I hate you because you're a friend, the bald guy. Yeah.
Okay.
Love is
What is the worst thing about
Regarding this,
The list is long.
I think it's very easy. We both agree on one thing.
racism.
Russia.
If you take medicine, it's free, but the quality is, we have this government insurance, but it's like a lottery. You go to the doctor and you come out dead or healed. It's 50-50.
Like it's two options. You die or you live.
Also, education system, economy, the political situation, whatever. We also have the problems with racism as well. Because we have a lot of Asian-looking people.
And also homophobia, I think, in Russia. Like gays are not accepted.
자, 시끄러워졌어 이 시기가.
it?